Hello and welcome not to my wine of the week, but to my wines of the week. I had so many wines that I wanted to talk about before Christmas, and it is a time when we spend a little more and drink a little more wine. So I thought, what more logical thing to do than to assemble 6 of my current favourites, which are really good wines in their own right, you know, to drink beyond Christmas and to cellar in some cases, but also which are great for traditional Christmas Day fare. So I'm going to go through the wines fairly quickly. I'll give the stockists and prices, but I'll repeat all that information at the end of the video too. So we're kicking off with some champagne. We drink a lot of champagne over the festive season, and I've gone for one which is kind of top end, a deluxe cuvée. This is the Jacquat Brut de Nominy. It's in Great Western Wines at £64, although if you buy 6 they take 20% off, so at the moment you can buy it for just over £50 a bottle, which is a good buy for a champagne of this quality. It has an absolutely classic champagne nose. There's lots of bruised apple and pear, there's a touch of baked apple pie, there's a brininess and a saltiness too, there's some nettly qualities. It's classic complex stuff. And on the palate, well, it's delicious. It has the breadth of the hazelnut and the Cox's pippin apple, but real decisive lemony acidity too that makes it very fresh, very gastronomic. Have it as an aperitif. It's a brilliant wine and not cheap, but a cracking way to start Christmas Day. And moving on to the first of our dinner wines proper, and I've gone for a white. Now, a kind of more full-bodied white, like a Chardonnay or Viognier, might be the best all-rounder for Christmas Day. But I've gone for a Riesling from one of the world's classic regions, from the Clare Valley in Australia. This is the Jim Barry Lodge Hill Riesling. It's £11.99 in the Cooperative and in the Wine Society. And I love, again, the absolutely classic expression of Clare Valley Riesling here. This has masses of minerality. There's a smokiness about this. It reminds me of being a kid when you would crack open one stone with another stone and you got that kind of mineral smoky wisp coming out of the broken stone. And it's got all of that in the glass. And on the palate, well, it's bone dry. It's limey bone dry. I think that would make it great for things like sushi ceviche, smoked salmon with lemon juice, all of those lighter starters that you may be having for Christmas Day. And dry but deliciously drinkable. Onto a pair of reds suitable for the traditional roast turkey, although they're quite versatile wines in their own right. The first one is one of the classic matches for roasted fowl, for duck, for goose, for turkey. It's a Beaujolais. Now the one I've chosen is a 2010 Beaujolais VL Vigne. It comes from Domaine Alain Chateau and it's on sale in Berry Brothers and Rudd at £10.95. It's a bit cheaper than that if you buy it by the case. Now I absolutely love this wine. I really do. It's got such a gorgeous nose. It's got cherry and it's got a hint of candy floss too, something very kind of bright and floral. It's beautiful stuff. On the palate, wonderfully pure, wonderfully fresh and crunchy. It's like biting into a handful of cranberries or red currants, those hard red wintry fruits which are just beautifully juicy but firm and crunchy too. It's terrific stuff, and I think it would be fantastic with a roast turkey or roast duck. Second wine is a real favourite of mine at the moment. I have to say it's one of the nicest red wines under £20 that I've tasted for quite a long time. This is the Acheval Ferrer Mendoza Malbec 2010. It's from Corny and Barrow at £14.59 and it is superb. Now, Corny and Barrow, like Berry Brothers and Great Western Wine and like a lot of the retailers here, have shops, but they also have online sales. But be quick if you want to buy any of these online. And most of them have their ordering finishing on Monday the 19th of December, last orders for delivery before Christmas. Some of them extend all the way through to Wednesday, but do be quick if you want to order any of these online in time for Christmas. So the Archival Ferrer, a lovely wine. Again, there are kind of lifted floral notes here, little hints of violet, absolutely beautiful. Black licorice and cherry, a touch of plum, but very fresh, very, very inviting. On the palate, that's absolutely delicious. It has structure, this wine, and it has a little bit of kind of elegant expression to it. The tannins, the acidity are very fine, very elegant, but it has that lovely expansive black fruit too. It's a beautiful Malbec, not big and powerhouse in style. It has substance, but it has elegance too. I love it, and I think it will sell her for several years too. Archival Ferrer's Mendoza Malbec 2010. Moving on to a pair of sweeter wines to finish off. The first one is a port. This is the Dow Crusted Port, bottled in 2003. Crusted Port's not a style we see very often. It's not late bottle vintage, it's not vintage, but it has the character of vintage. And this one is $17.99. It's quite easy to buy because it's in Tesco, Sainsbury's and Morrisons. And I really do love the nose again. It's flooded with tobacco and chocolate, wood smoke, all those lovely mellow wintry kind of aromas. Lots of plush velvety red fruit too, deliciously appealing. And on the palate, terrific. It's sweet, it's lush, it fills the mouth. It has that sumptuous berry and damson fruit. But there's a lovely edge to this too. Spices, licorice, chocolate. Classic port, quite long. Terrific with hard cheeses. Terrific also with Christmas pudding, or maybe even with mince pies. It's a delicious wine. And finally, a little half bottle of dessert wine. And I've gone for a wine from New Zealand, and it's a late harvest Riesling from the famous Cloudy Bay winery. Cloudy Bay Late Harvest Riesling 2009. It's in Jeroboams and Handford wines, around £20 a half bottle. Now, to be absolutely honest, I think that's about a fiver more than it should be. You're paying something for the Cloudy Bay name. It's the famous winery. And I think your guests will like the surprise of seeing Cloudy Bay producing something other than the famous Sauvignon Blanc that everyone knows. And it's also a really good wine, a late harvest Riesling wine. On the nose, lots of smokiness again, lovely glycerin, hints of barley sugar and honey, very rich, very appealing. Also kind of quince and those kind of slightly exotic marmalade-y flavours, notes. Lime marmalade, I'd say. On the palate, delicious. It's not a big, full, lusciously sweet, enveloping style the way that a Trockenbeerenau Schleser or an ice wine would be. It's late harvest, so it's sweet, definitely sweet, but it's more for matching to fruit puddings, to pavlovas, to slightly lighter endings to your Christmas Day meal, and it's absolutely delicious. Nice persistence, nice length, and at only 10.5% alcohol, a relatively light way to finish off Christmas Day lunch or dinner. Okay, that was a whiz through 6 wines. I hope you like some of them. I hope you enjoy your Christmas. I'll be back in the new year with more wines of the week. And until then, I'd just like to wish all Wine Pages and Wine of the Week viewers an extremely happy Christmas and a happy, peaceful and healthy 2012. Cheers.